All right, it's Tuesday, February 23rd. We have our word for you today. Today's heading is Understanding True Holiness. The scripture can be found in Zechariah chapter 14, verse 21. Holiness unto the Lord. Holiness should always be unto the Lord. Anytime we make it unto men, it's wrong and misguided because it's just pride and pretense. Jesus condemned the Pharisees not for their acts of piety, but because they performed them to impress others. Not only did they live by a long list of religious do's and don'ts, they also kept a scoreboard on others who didn't live up to their list and denounced them for it. Some of us grew up in homes and churches that did this. And when the word holiness is mentioned, we squirm and think of Christians with somber faces and fingers pointing in accusation. That's not the Bible holiness. That's legalism. And God hates it, and the Bible condemns it. To understand what true holiness is, think of the word contamination. It's one of every hospital's greatest concerns. It's why doctors in operating rooms insist that their surgical instruments be constantly sterilized, caps, gowns, and gloves worn. The environment in the room maintained at a temperature where germs can't live. Are you getting the picture? Now, adjust your lens a little bit, and you'll see the spiritual application. True holiness does not isolate you from the world. It insulates you from its contaminations. Paul corrected the Corinthian church for their approach to the communion table. In eating, each one takes his own supper ahead of others. And one is hungry and another is drunk. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 21 in the New King James Version. So Paul addresses their spirituality, sloppy, anything goes attitude. For this reason, many are weak and sick among you, and many sleep or have died in that 30th verse of the same chapter. What's the answer? Holiness unto the Lord. You cannot look at somebody else and compare yourself against them and their lack of or holy level of holiness. Holiness is always unto the Lord. And so we're not holy enough. God is completely holy. And so we have to look at, always look at the one, Christ, his holiness. Look at it from that view and compare yourself to that holiness, and you'll always see that you fall short of his glory. You fall short of his holiness. And thank God for his grace and mercy that we attain holiness through him and only through him and not through our own efforts. So that's our word for you today. Understanding true holiness. God bless you and God keep you is our prayer.